You've heard from Dr. Eric Westman, obesity, world-renowned obesity expert. You've heard from Jackie Eberstein, who has this incredible resume too, worked with Dr. Atkins for however many years. And now you get me. And I'm going to take you shopping. And if you don't know, this is Crystal Pullen, and Crystal has her own amazing story. And the other challenge is I'm right before lunch, and we're like running over time. So I normally talk fast. We're going to talk really fast, so stay with me. Okay, so I couldn't take you to my kitchen, so I'm bringing part of my kitchen to you. The whole idea of Crazy Busy Keto is life like kind of happens. And how many of you have thought, I'll start after... Yeah, fill in the blank. And then you get through that event, and then, I'll start after. Yeah. So how many of you are already thinking about the Halloween candy on the shelves? Yeah. And Thanksgiving and Christmas. Well, and then there's always the new year, right? So one of the things I wanted to write Crazy Busy is, when I started in June 2013, I was in the middle of a huge project at work, huge. I don't know if any of you are familiar with regional accreditation, SAC-COC, you've heard of those people? Well, I was the liaison for our institution. So it's like this major thing. I was working, I'm not exaggerating, and my husband can tell you, I was working Monday through Friday, late in the days, the kids were very young, and I was working Friday nights, Saturdays. I'd get up Saturday morning when they were still in bed, go to the office. David would bring them at dinner time in their pajamas. They would have their baths. He would bring them in their pajamas and bring dinner. I would stop, go to the conference room, eat dinner with my family. They'd start a movie in the conference room with a big screen, and I'd go back to my office and work until it was time to go to bed, and I'd be back there on Sunday morning. Like, that's how busy it was at the time. So part of the way I've approached this is you're always going to be busy, right? So you can't figure out how to, I can't, maybe y'all can do a presentation for me. I can't figure out how to calm the busy, so I have to figure out how to adapt, right? So what I wanted to start with, and Crystal's going to be my extra set of hands, not that way, this way. The whole idea of crazy busy, and Jonathan thought this first statement was quite profound. Plan for the unplanned, because what you didn't plan is what's planned. Do y'all know what I'm saying about that? So we're going to talk about three things. These are three goals. Keep the shelf-stable items stocked, and I'm going to give you an idea of that. When you're stocking those things, focus on sources of protein and fat, because carbohydrates are everywhere. Like, you can always find a salad, right? And then number two, know where to go when you get where you're going. We're going to talk about that. And number three, make a meal in minutes with what you have. We're going to actually make a couple things up here. They wouldn't let me have a microwave. Okay. When you leave your kitchen, you've left. Like, isn't that way better than the fancy schmancy, like, PowerPoint? No. This one. So, whether you're camping or traveling or working, people will say, what do I do when I'm camping? What do I do on Saturdays when we're at the soccer field all day? What do I do when I go to lunch because I don't have refrigeration? And we get a lot of questions from nurses who work 12-hour shifts. What do I do? All of these things you can conquer with a shelf-stable food. Fat, and these are very basic things. I wanted you to see it, but I also wanted to show you some of the stuff. So if I'm leaving my house, if I'm traveling especially for an extended time, and especially with my family, because those people, they want to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, like every day, 7 days a week. Like, I just fed you dinner last night, and you're back in the kitchen. So this, actually, the number one thing I do not leave without, I even put it in my checked luggage to Stockholm. Water. So, and I say Stockholm, I'm working for Diet Doctor now, so I do 3 or 4 international trips a year. Water. And my husband's like, seriously, they have water. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I'm going to get to the hotel. I want this in my checked bag because I'm going to get to the hotel, and it may be, Lord knows what time of day, and I may not be able to find water. Now, I do know that their faucet, their spigot water is fantastic, so sometimes I'll just take a cup and have that. But I love to have my little, and I can refill it the entire trip. But anyway, I don't like to go anywhere without my bottle. David's like, you can buy it before you get to, I'm like, no, I take my water. So water is the first thing. Bacon. How many are you familiar with a pre-cooked bacon? Yeah, okay. How many of you use it? Have taken it on trips? Okay, great. This is their smaller packs. There were 2 of these in here. Somebody got into it. And not me. They're actually, I don't know, I haven't counted that, but that's more, like, that would be reasonable for me if I was traveling kind of by myself. I don't know how many pieces are in there. Now, when David travels, you buy these at Sam's Club. There's 72 pieces in there, and we do keep these in our house at all time. If you come to my house and we don't have at least 3 or 4 of these in the cabinet, just pray for me. Just go on and put me on the list at church, because we're in bad shape. All right, I'm going to hand those to Crystal. So I'm not going to be able to tell you about everything, but another thing, if I'm on a small trip, these are bacon pieces. These are real bacon pieces. See how little that is? Keep this, and don't forget this pack. Okay, and this, everything I'm showing you right here, I find at the grocery store. Another great thing I can travel with is pepperoni. Now, I went to 2 different Dollar Trees. Dollar Tree has the smaller pack. And by the way, everything I'm showing you here does not have to be refrigerated until it's open. So you don't have to pack a cooler. You're not worried about all that. This does not have to be refrigerated until it's open. That's why I like the little packs from Dollar General or from the Dollar Tree, or because they're much smaller, and you open a little at a time. Olives. Now remember, I don't take carbs, but olives are just great for flavor. These are fantastic for the airplane, and they come in different packets. Sometimes I take pickles if the kids are with me. And then the olives come like this too. Another thing I like to take if I'm going for a long time is my heavy cream. Anybody use the Trader Joe's heavy cream? It's fantastic. It's shelf stable, right? Once you open it, you need to refrigerate it, but we're going to talk about that too. When you are traveling, one of the things I'll stick in my bag, if I'm with a family, big Ziploc bag, smaller Ziploc bag, ice, pack it so it doesn't leak, and that becomes an ice bucket. You can do the same thing when you stop at a convenience store and they have those styrofoam cups. Get the big gulp, just don't get the soda that goes in it. Fill it with ice, and this will fit right down in there if you're traveling in your car. So these are, I'm not going to go through, like I said, everything. Cheese crisps, these happen to be the Trader Joe's brands. They're smaller. Yeah, these are great. I can't buy the big ones from Sam's Club because it's just a problem. Where did everything go? This is one of the Larissa's Kitchen that actually is a relatively clean beef stick. The jerky is fantastic, but be careful with labels. This is Tillamook. How many of you have been eating the Tillamook? This label says 0 sugar. This actually is 0 carb per serving. There is one Tillamook that was at Dollar Tree that I got very excited about, and it actually had like 6 to 8 carbs per serving. So even among brands, you always have to look at your labels.